Hello, everybody. This is Jeff with Swing Trade Warrior and DayTradeWarrior.com. This video is a weekly trading recap of the closed trades that we had from our alerts. And I also want to go over some of the daily watch list results of trades that were put out for our members and take a look at some of those. So the two main trades I want to talk about this week were one on Gilead Sciences. It was an options play using our breakout with a catalyst strategy, and the other one was Apple, which was a position trade that was purely technical, and we ended up getting a perfect reversal off the double bottom. So we'll go over that in a minute. Now, looking at Guild, my chart on my left here, it's the daily chart. We traded this twice so far this month. Both were breakout trades with a news catalyst. We traded it a week prior, and you can see here when news was released, it started gapping up, and it ended up putting in about a 10-point move overall from where it had been trading at over the course of that week, based on news about their Hep C drug. And we traded that for 100% win. Now, the second time this week when the news came out, January 16th is when we opened the trade. When the news came out, it was in regard to discount pricing for their Hep C drug and the amount of increased sales volume that would allow. So the idea behind this trade was to grab it after that news came out, knowing how it ran for a few days on news last time, was to grab it on a pullback intraday, grab some calls, and take them for a ride, see where they went. Well, we got in when the price pulled back that day to about $100.15 after moving up to 150 or 60 on that first spike after the news. It was good for a couple points on the pop. Now, we bought our calls and we held them overnight. So the next day we got a pop and we broke $104. And we couldn't hold. So at this point, we were up on the trade at the peak, just about 75%. Now, during this period, market volatility in the S&P has been pretty fierce. We would experience gaps up or down 20, 30 points, and it's related to oil in Europe and all these other fundamental reasons. But Guild tends to trade pretty closely to the SPY, or the S&P, and it makes it difficult to hold trades long term. So I wanted 100% on this, but I ended up settling for less and took profits on an intraday pullback. After it broke 104, it came all the way down, and we got out in the 103, in the low 103 area. Ended up realizing several $100s. Didn't get the 100% I wanted. It was only on 5 contracts, but in hindsight, I should have held, because the S&P reversed that day after that pullback and ended up closing near the highs. So Guild closed up near the highs on just under 104, and over the next 3 days, it's continued to move up from 104 all the way till 106 today, and made new highs each day along the way. So it ended up being well over 100% winner. I think the max profit potential from entry would have been about 150% on that trade. So if I had a little bit more confidence in the market, I would have stayed in the trade longer. However, I don't have any confidence in the market. If you've been watching, you should be closely managing your risk when it's associated with such a volatile market. So that's what we did. We took our profits, no regrets. We left some on the table, but we closed that trade green. The other trade we opened and closed was on Apple. You can see here right around the 105 area, we have a double bottom that Apple has put in over the past couple weeks. My plan here was to play the reversal off this double bottom like it had last time and catch a run up into earnings. So this was an overlapping trade with Gilead. It was same time. We took our Apple 105.81 was our entry after we held the bottom that day made a low at the double bottom support, and it popped back up. Our entry was 105.81 on the trade. Over the next day, Apple moved up to a high of 108.97, so we caught a full 3-point move the very next day. Once again, as I'm in this trade, the market was trading sideways, and there was some European news that came out. I don't recall what it was, and it pulls back the S&P pretty hard, and Apple started coming down with it. Now, Apple had been in a short-term downtrend ever since its top up here over 113. So I knew we were in a volatile spot, and so once again I opted to take my profits. I wanted to originally add to the position, but I didn't get a chance to. So we ended up taking our profits. We realized about 1.25 points, and on this trade overnight. Very happy with how that turned out. Now, had we been in a stronger trending market overall, I would have liked to have stayed in this one, because traditionally Apple tends to run up before earnings and then sells off after the earnings is released for whatever reason. And so that was my intention on this trade, but I didn't have the confidence in it and or the market at the time. So it was another winner, about $700-800. And if you would have stayed in the trade and you closed it out today at the highs, it would have been about an 8-point move. So that's a huge move on something as small as a 500 share position. So if you had the brass tacks to hold for 5 days through the way the market has been trading lately, then you would definitely be a braver soul than I am. Let's take a look at the market. Okay, so here's a chart of the S&P daily, or the SPY. This thing is all over the place. Super volatile moves to the downside. Then we get a gap up the next day, and then we get 3 more days of huge selling. We hit a bottom. We go up 30 points in a day, and the very next day, we're down 30 points, and it's all over the place. This is the worst looking chart pattern I have ever seen. So it makes it very hard to manage the trade when you compare to other time frames where it's a lot smoother and you have a lot clearer trends, and your ups and your downs are more defined. There's not a lot of gapping around, as we go back in time here. And there's just periods of volatility, and right now it's oil in Europe and other fundamental factors influencing our market. So that's fine. Knowing that, we trade accordingly. And if the market wants to put in a strong trend over the next couple weeks and kind of sort itself out, well, that'll be great for our swing trades, because we'll have more confidence to stay in them longer, take bigger size, average up, and be able to trade more effectively. But we play defense when the market doesn't want to cooperate. Now I want to go over some swing trade alerts, swing trade items that I put on the watch list from this past week. Out of the, I averaged 3 items on the watch list a day that I wanted to look at. And so out of all of those, I think about the total of, the watch list contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items total that were on watch from last week. Out of those 12, 8 of them were 1 point or better movers within 2 days. So we didn't take a lot of trades off of the watch list this week. We were watching some big movers, for other types of strategies. Our options gap fill strategy, on Netflix. Was really looking forward to buying some puts on that, but we didn't get an entry opportunity as Netflix has, moved up 100 points from where it was trading at 2 days ago. So overall, we are on the year for 2015. On all our closed trades, we have a 100% win rate so far. Now, being realistic, I know that I'm not going to be able to maintain 100% throughout the year, but it's very encouraging. It tells me I'm on the right track. I'm looking at the right things, and by managing my risk and being conservative in my strategy, I am able to produce consistent profits with a high percentage of success. And so we recently launched our Swing Trade Warrior program at daytradewarrior.com, and it's been a smashing success so far. And you know, if you've taken any of these trades, you've been 100% profitable on them, because that is how it's played out for us so far. Looking forward to next week. We have big earnings coming up, and that should provide us with a lot of gap fill opportunities. And so hopefully we'll get in some more options trades. And if the market can hold a trend for more than 2 or 3 days at a time, I expect we'll see some pretty big wins next week. So looking forward to it. We're in 1, 2, 3 open positions right now. In order to find out what our positions are, our entry trigger, our stop price, and our target, you can become a premium member, and you will get email and text alerts of all our trade activities in real time. So you'll also get access to our day trading chat room as well. So I'll put a link in the bottom if you're interested. Other than that, everybody have a good weekend.